Firstly, delve into the life of Kurt Cobain, the iconic Nirvana frontman, whose tragic end shocked the world. Moving on, explore the enigmatic talents of Amy Winehouse, a soulful voice extinguished too soon. Next, uncover the rock and roll legacy of Jimi Hendrix, a guitar virtuoso gone too early. As we continue, learn about the electrifying presence of Janis Joplin, a blues rock sensation lost in her prime. Discover the unique sound of Tupac Shakur, a rap legend whose life was filled with controversy. Elvis Presley, the undisputed king of rock and roll, made a significant impact on music and popular culture. His charismatic charm and boyish good looks, coupled with a voice that effortlessly transitioned between genres, captivated audiences. From his electrifying performances with infamous hip-swiveling moves to chart-topping hits like Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel, Elvis became a cultural phenomenon, crossing racial and cultural boundaries. Despite a brief interruption for military service in 1958, he continued to shine with a groundbreaking NBC special in 1968, leading to iconic Las Vegas residency. However, personal struggles, including a divorce and health issues, marked his later years. Elvis's tragic death in 1977 shocked the world, but his enduring influence lives on through tribute artists and chart-topping hits, solidifying his legacy as the king of rock and roll. Karen Carpenter, remembered for her exceptional vocals and talent as a drummer, achieved fame alongside her brother Richard in the iconic duo, The Carpenters. Despite chart-topping hits like We've Only Just Begun and Close to You, Karen struggled with severe body image issues, leading to dangerous dieting habits. By 1975, she reached a perilously low weight of 91 pounds. Seeking help and showing signs of recovery by 1983, tragedy struck when she collapsed at her parents' home and passed away from heart failure due to complications from anorexia nervosa at the young age of 32. Her untimely death marked the loss of a remarkable music talent. Jim Morrison remains an enduring figure in rock history, captivating fans with his charismatic stage presence and poetic lyrics. As the front man of The Doors, his allure lay in his enigmatic persona and his ability to meld desert trips and Greek mythology into the fabric of psychedelic rock. Morrison lived the lifestyle he sang about, fast and intense. While SD was prevalent in the counterculture, alcohol became Morrison's primary vice. By 1969, just 2 years after The Doors soared to fame, his addiction began to visibly affect him. Concerts often descended into chaotic scenes, culminating in a notorious arrest in Florida for indecent exposure in 1971. Morrison relocated to Paris with his girlfriend Pamela Courson, seeking respite from the tumult of fame and legal trouble. Tragically, it was in Paris where Courson discovered Morrison lifeless in their bathtub. Officially, his death at the age of 27 was attributed to heart failure, though no autopsy was conducted. Reflecting on his untimely passing, Doors bandmate Robbie Krieger lamented Morrison's unfulfilled potential, saying he would have never stopped making music. Morrison's legacy endures, his influence transcending his brief life. His mysterious and rebellious spirit continues to captivate new generations of music enthusiasts. In a haunting parallel, Pamela Courson herself passed away in 1974, also at the age of 27, succumbing to a heroin overdose. John Lennon, a pivotal figure in music history as a member of the Beatles, emerged from a period of seclusion in the late 1970s with renewed creativity and optimism. After devoting several years to family life with wife Yoko Ono and their son Sean, Lennon re-entered the public eye in late 1980. Eager to share his latest album, Double Fantasy, a collaborative effort with Ono marked a return to form, receiving critical acclaim reminiscent of his earlier solo work like Imagine and Just Like Starting Over. The album's opening track captured Lennon's hopeful outlook on the future. On December 8, 1980, Lennon spent the day engaging with radio stations, posing for a Rolling Stones cover, and working on a remix at the record plant. Tragically, upon returning home, Lennon encountered Mark David Chapman, a disturbed fan who fatally shot him. The news of Lennon's death sent shockwaves around the world, with Howard Cosell announcing it on Monday Night Football. Mourners gathered at the scene of the shooting, expressing grief and singing songs of peace. Reflecting on Lennon's impact, Tom Petty highlighted how the Beatles had transcended mere entertainment, becoming symbols of social change and authenticity. John Lennon meant everything, Petty recalled in a 2000 interview with Rolling Stone. When I was young and saw the Beatles performing on TV, they were the first ones who weren't just saying showbiz banter. They'd actually say something. He was a great role model for my whole generation. Billie Holiday remains one of the most revered jazz singers of the swing era, celebrated for her distinctive voice and emotive performances. Her interpretations of classics, like What a Little Moonlight Can Do, Summertime, Strange Fruit, and God Bless the Child, captured the hearts of audiences and cemented her status as a musical icon. Holiday broke barriers as one of the first African-American female singers to collaborate with a white band, notably joining Artie Shaw's orchestra. Her performances, including a memorable concert at Carnegie Hall, drew sold-out crowds and earned critical acclaim, showcasing her talent and versatility. Behind the scenes, however, Holiday's life was marked by personal struggle. She faced abusive relationships, wrestled with a challenging temperament, and battled substance abuse throughout her career. These issues culminated in periods of turmoil, including a brief incarceration in 1959. Holiday's health took a severe downturn when she was diagnosed with cirrhosis of the liver. During a hospitalization for her condition, she was controversially arrested on narcotics charges and handcuffed to her hospital bed, an indignity that underscored the injustices she faced. Tragically, Holiday passed away at the age of 44 from pulmonary edema and heart failure directly resulting from her deteriorating liver condition. Nat King Cole, with one of the most unforgettable voices in music history, fought racism to become a Grammy-winning singer, pianist, songwriter, actor, and host of his television series. He was the first African-American man to achieve this feat. Cole left a lasting mark on entertainment history with classics like the Christmas song, Mona Lisa, Too Young, and many more. In late 1964, he was diagnosed with advanced lung cancer. Despite his health problems, he managed to finish his last album. Unfortunately, he passed away at the age of 45, less than 2 months after his diagnosis. His legacy continues to inspire many to this day. In a span of just a few short years, Jimi Hendrix went from a rising star to a legendary figure in the music world. Known for his effortless playing and groundbreaking performances, Hendrix's impact on the guitar world was unparalleled. Detail with the release of his first studio album, Are You Experienced, in the spring of 1967, Hendrix quickly rose to fame as the guitar god against which all others would be measured. His talent seemed to flow effortlessly from him, with even fellow musicians like Tom Morello marveling at the ease with which he played. Hendrix was known for his dynamic performances, from hard-rocking displays to touching meditative pieces like Castles Made of Sand. Detail Hendrix's ability to blend technical skill with emotion was what set him apart. He could play fiery, psychedelic renditions like his iconic performance of the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock, yet also explore different genres like funk on his final album, Band of Gypsies. However, his life was cut tragically short when he was found dead from a drug overdose, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire generations of musicians. Detail, despite his untimely death, Hendrix's influence lives on through his posthumous releases, documentaries, and films dedicated to his life and music. Musicians continue to be drawn to his unique language of playing, with John Mayer noting the deep connection he had with his instrument and the sheer brilliance of Hendrix's musical theory. Janis Joplin, the first woman rock star, blazed a trail through a conservative and sexist society driven by her raw desire and passion. Growing up in Texas, she faced constant ridicule from her peers, driving her to seek refuge in San Francisco during the rise of the hippie movement. Finding fame with Big Brother and the Holding Company after a stunning performance at the Monterey Pop Festival, Joplin's unique voice and fearless spirit set her apart. Despite battling addiction and a tumultuous personal life, she poured her heart and soul into her music, culminating in the release of her album, Pearl, shortly before her tragic death from a heroin overdose in 1970. Joplin's legacy lives on through her music, including hits like Me and Bobby McGee and Mercedes-Benz, showcasing her unbridled talent and unapologetic approach to life. Prince, one of the most singularly talented artists to ever sign a record contract, was a musical genius who produced, arranged, composed, and performed all the music on his debut album at the age of 19. Throughout his career, he seamlessly hopped from instrument to instrument with phenomenal ease, becoming a hitmaker in the late 70s and early 80s. His provocative, sexually charged image and chart-topping singles like I Wanna Be Your Lover and Uptown solidified his place in music history. Prince was a multi-talented artist who could straddle the pop, R&B, and dance charts effortlessly. His iconic album, 1999, showcased his multiracial, multi-gender band, The Revolution, while Purple Rain catapulted him to superstardom with hits like Let's Go Crazy and the epic title track. When Doves Cry is hailed as one of the most radical #1 songs of the past 25 years. With his flamboyant style and ability to play a wide range of instruments, Prince was celebrated as one of the most original and diverse artists of all time. He even won an Oscar for Best Original Song Score for Purple Rain in 1984. Tragically, 1 week before his death, at the age of 57, Prince performed his final show despite battling the flu. His accidental overdose of fentanyl marked the untimely end of one of the most influential artists of all time. Whitney Houston, the only performer with 7 consecutive #1 hits on the Billboard 100, also garnered 6 Grammys, a record 11 Billboard Music Awards, and an Emmy. Despite her success, she battled drug and alcohol addiction. Houston tragically passed away after being found unconscious in her hotel bathtub. Reports revealed that she accidentally drowned due to drug use, including cocaine. Even a decade after her death, her music remains as popular, with her video for I Will Always Love You surpassing 1 billion views on YouTube, making her the first solo artist from the 20th century to achieve this milestone. John Denver, an Emmy and Grammy-winning artist, was known for his soothing vocals and skillful guitar playing. He was a best-selling crossover artist with hits like Take Me Home Country Roads and Rocky Mountain High. Denver also had a passion for flying, despite losing his medical certification due to a previous incident. Tragically, he took off in a light plane and crashed into Monterey Bay, resulting in his untimely death at the age of 53. The investigation revealed that he was unable to switch fuel tanks due to a design flaw. Denver was alone on board and died from multiple blunt force trauma. Despite the absence of drugs or alcohol in his system, this aviation accident claimed the life of a beloved musician. Freddie Mercury's voice was legendary, effortlessly shifting from gentle ballads to powerful rock anthems. As the frontman of Queen, he brought drama to hard rock with operatic influences, humor, and bombastic songs like We Are the Champions. On stage, his flamboyant presence captivated audiences, leading tens of thousands to clap along to hits like We Will Rock You. Despite his larger-than-life persona, Mercury kept his private life guarded, becoming an LGBT icon in the process. Rumors of AIDS circulated, confirmed just days before his tragic death from bronchial pneumonia. His authenticity and talent continue to inspire fans worldwide. With a popularity that rivaled Elvis's, Ricky Nelson first found fame as part of his parents' sitcom, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, and used that series to help launch his music career. His hit Poor Little Fool was the very first #1 on Billboard's Top 100, and he eventually charted 63 songs on the legendary pop chart. Despite his early success, his career eventually waned. In 1985, Nelson embarked on a comeback tour and bought a private plane for traveling. Tragically, The plane experienced ongoing mechanical issues and crash-landed, reportedly due to a fire from a faulty heater. Nelson and 6 passengers, including his girlfriend, were killed, while the 2 pilots were able to escape. Marvin Gaye, one of the most impassioned voices in popular music, swiftly ascended the pop charts in the 60s with a string of catchy moving singles like Ain't That Peculiar and You're All I Need to Get By. He solidified himself as a hitmaker in 1971 with soul music masterpiece What's Going On?, a plea for compassion and humanity during the Vietnam War. Despite his success, personal struggles haunted him. He battled depression, cocaine addiction, and financial woes, including bankruptcy. Tragically, just a day before his 45th birthday, Marvin Gaye's life was cut short when his own father shot him following an argument. Despite his inner turmoil, Marvin Gaye left behind a profound musical legacy that continues to